Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to Life on Board Amy Joe as we continue our summer cruise, currently down the Grand Union Canal, but that's for a later vlog.
Where are we today?
Well, we starting off on this episode at Westport Lake.
Yes,
if you
right.
remember. We had a... Go on, you tell the story.
Yeah, we had a couple of days rest after the previous journey with the nasty boater, but we took Smudge around the lake. It's beautiful around the lake, and Smudge had a thoroughly good time, as did we actually.
We did, yeah, indeed.
Had a nice relaxing time there.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this episode we're continuing our cruise down the Trent Mersey. We have a brief stop for the night, which I can't remember where now, it's that long ago, and then we end up moored up in Stone, where we meet some very good friends the next day, but that's for the next vlog.
Forgot about that.
So if you've got your drink, sit back and enjoy the cruise. Having had a couple of days rest at Westport Lake, we continued our cruise down the Trent and Mersey Canal to Barlaston, and we moored up outside Neil Morris's pub, the Plume of Feathers, and had a very nice meal in there. The next morning we carried on cruising and ended up finding a mooring in Stone town centre. Well, we've had an early start from our mooring in Westport Lake today. We've got about 4 or 5 hour cruise, possibly 6, because we want to get through the other side of Stoke-on-Trent. The moorings in Stoke aren't all that brilliant, so we want to get out the other side to a place called Barlaston. So we've just got underway, it's just after 8 o'clock, morning, and here we go. We're just passing Middle Port Potteries, which is if you like, a living museum. The pottery's been restored and is now open to visitors, although we're a bit early for that today, but Chris and I wandered around here last time we came through, and I can thoroughly recommend it as a place to visit. It's a real good look round. They've got a lovely little cafe, and it's a nice morning or afternoon's wander around the potteries. And that, at the end of the day, that's what Stoke's renowned for, it's potteries.
There's the kiln up this side.
And there's the kiln, the bottle-shaped building there, and that is well worth a walk round inside.
They held demonstrations, didn't
Yeah,
they, when we were there?
They held, as Chris just said, they held demonstrations and all sorts while we were there, so well worth a visit. There you go. And I think a few famous cruises have stopped here as well, like Prue and forgot his name.
Oh, I can't think of his name either.
So yeah, well worth a visit. Despite the museum and the city trying to rejuvenate itself even, there's still a lot of dereliction around the potteries area, and I don't know, there's something about these old buildings. They've got character even in their dilapidated state. I'm sure one day some entrepreneur will turn them into swanky apartments, I dare say. Well, this stretch of canal is certainly a lot cleaner and tidier than we remember it last time, and it's nice to see a lot of regeneration going on the old steelworks site. But so far it's not looking too bad. It's quite pleasant. The canal's clean, not much rubbish, so they must have had a bit of a clear up here recently, because you can always tell by the reeds. So pretty rubbish free at the moment, so that bodes well. Now that looks fun. Ski slope and water world. I'd love to go down those flumes. Looks great fun. Well, we've just stopped for our first lock of the day. We've got 5 to do all told, and this is the deepest one of the lot. But just off to the left here is the start of the Colden Canal, and this is a Etruria junction. Nice museum there when it's open, and the services are there just inside where the green boat is. And if you're ever down this way, it's worth detouring off and going up the Colden Canal, because although it's not very good this end, the far end of the Colden Canal is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. Worth a visit if you're coming this way. This is another museum of late, but it was the Etruscan bone and flint mill, and that was erected around 1857, as you can see from the sign there. But it's now just a museum, and I notice they've got another working butty now to go with the working boat. But it does make the turn coming out of the lock a bit difficult. As you can see, there's not a lot of wriggle room. Just managed to get a ship's mascot. I rescued this little fella out of the last lock. I think it's Spider-Man, although he looks a bit harmless. I think it's been a dog's chew toy by the look of it, but we've salvaged him. Many of the potteries in Stoke-on-Trent are long gone, and they've been demolished and new developments have sprung up. But every so often, homage is paid to the potteries, just like this, where the bottle kilns have just been left behind. Well, we're leaving the city centre now, starting to move out in the suburbs. We've just gone through the 5 locks through the middle of Stoke, literally just leaving the last one, Little way to go now, and then we've got Trentham Lock, but for now it's just steady cruising.
Again with its like roof tiles on the side and grass on the roof.
Some novel seating around. And low bridge has just knocked the internet aerial off. I think gates on this lock were actually installed in 2020, so they're still quite new, and as you can see, very little water leaking. It's how locks should be, but quite often aren't. Now this place featured recently in David Johns of Cruising the Cuts vlog. It's currently up for sale and I would lose a left arm for it. It features its own moorings. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to have to win the lottery to be able to afford the place. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I think there is many a boater out there dream of owning a place like this. But as the guy or the owner said, they've got to be a boater who appreciates the canals and the cottage for what it is. Absolutely gorgeous. Our first lock of today is a group of 4 called the Meaford locks, and this is the top lock. So 4 locks to do today, and then I think it's 3 in Stone itself. And the second lock, Ian's already down, so the girls are now coming up to help me. I've opened the first paddle and they finished the job for me. Just coming into the outskirts of town now. We've just come down the 4 Meaford locks, and we're going to start looking for a mooring now if we can. Ian's in the last lock, so he'll be following me down. And there's a bit of a treat for you today. As we've got to this lock, we've met up with Kerala, which is a holiday boat or a hotel boat. So basically they have guests on board and they cruise the canal network. Now what's different with this holiday boat is they also have a butty. And for those of you who don't know, a butty is a boat without a motor and is usually towed by one with. So this is the butty coming up in the lock at the moment. So we're just waiting for these to come through and then we can go down. So the lock's full now, the butty is ready to come out. So they're just moving the motor forward to let the gate open, obviously. Then they'll back it up again to the butty, hook the tow lines, and away they go. So with the butty hooked up, away they go.
So you know you got one coming down.
See you later. Gonna get on.
He won't let me on if he can help it. Bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. Yeah. So how do you tell that it's a butty without a motor? Well, they can fit motors in them, but the distinctive design of a butty is the big elam, I think they call it, at the back. It's not a rudder, it's an elam because it is huge. There you go. Safe trip, guys. All the best. Well, we're now down through 2 of the locks in Stone. We're in Stone proper now. Just a quick stop for some water. And then time to find a mooring. One of the things I love about coming to Stone is not only the town itself, but this wharf. This is a hire boat fleet. This is the Canal Cruising Company, and it is also the very first ever boat that we hired from here, called Olivia Ginger, and this is the base. So this is our mooring for tonight in the middle of Stone. That's Starlock just up ahead, and then we'll carry on again tomorrow. Well, there you go, folks. That was a much more relaxing cruise to the previous days, wasn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that. So this is it for this particular vlog. So
please don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the videos, subscribe if you haven't already, and press the bell icon and you'll be notified of any vlogs that we send out or put up on YouTube.
she got it right.
We don't send them out though, do we?
We don't send them out, no. Chris is absolutely right. If you subscribe, it's, as everybody says, it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And you can always unsubscribe at a later date, which we really hope you won't. And the thumbs up gets us noticed. It gets our vlogs up onto the YouTube opening pages, so it gets us known. So you'd be doing us a big favour with that. And of course, the one thing Chris didn't mention is our favourite comments. We do love your comments, so please keep those coming in. I haven't replied to the ones we've had in recently, but I will get round to those, so I apologise for that.
We haven't had a very good internet signal.
No, the internet signal's been dire here, as those of you who are watching our live feed will well know. So, we again can't do a lot about that. It's the internet providers. They need to buck themselves up and improve signals in areas like this. Hopefully it'll be better when we get down to Crick at the show. Fingers crossed. So those of you thinking of going to the show again, please do look us up and come and say hi. We'd love to meet you.
Say hello to us because we won't recognise you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we'll see you there. So we better get our skates on because we're lagging way behind Ian on Morning Star, Ian and Carol up there. We need to catch them up, so we'll cut you loose. Stay safe, be careful, and we'll see you next time on Life on Board Amy Joe. Bye.